We are back here in action at SAISD Sports Complex. We thank you for joining us here.
Uh-oh.
Wait a second. False alarm.
We've got another cell in the area with lightning.
False alarm, but the good news is we know we can get back on the air on the drop of a dime. So the players came back out. They did a little bit of a warm-up, and we were getting ready to go. They had not yet run a play, but they did catch some more lightning in the area. So we are going to take another break. So that's going to be at least another 30 minutes. So let's take a look here. Yeah, the Indians are headed back to the locker room. We're in for a long night, fellas. So just kind of keep up to date. Again, on our social media, the best way to find out when your team is back on the field is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You will get an alert. The moment we go live, you'll know. You'll get a little alert that says, hey.
Subscribe it, and you can also click on notifications. There's a
Little bell to click on for notifications. 14-0 is our score. Haley, let's talk for a little bit.
Yeah. And I literally think they were seconds away from snapping
They were.
from snapping the ball again.
We actually needed those few seconds to get ready up in here, but we did not need the 30 minutes.
So we'll see what happens here tonight. Was checking out some of the other games and what's going on Twitter. And let me kind of pull it up, and I'll go through some of what we saw. I know Harlandale and Lanier out here were returning to the field to get things going, but it looks like multiple other teams are delayed as well. I saw one of the other teams that was playing.
I know there was Harlandale ISD posted on their social media that they were also in a lightning delay, which makes sense. They're not too far from here. So, but I believe you said, Haley, that McCollum was winning at the time of the lightning delay.
Yeah, McCollum was up 15-0 in the first quarter. So,
they are hosting the Edison Golden Bears, the same Edison Golden Bears that we saw last week at Alamo Stadium.
So what I saw, not in our district, but Central Catholic, they just from a delay point of view, they had kind of, I think, are in the same boat as this. What I'm reading from there is that if their game doesn't resume by 9, it could be postponed or canceled. So not really sure. It's all speculation. We don't really know what will happen.
Well, you know what? We got a direct contact over at Central Catholic. Our good friend Glenn Revelle. You'll know him from RC Audio Sports. From time to time, he'll come in and sub for you, Haley, when you're out traveling the world. He'll come on in and be our color analyst, and he is the strength and conditioning coach over at Central Catholic. So let's shoot Glenn a little text here.
So this time they haven't asked the fans to go under the stands quite yet. But everyone's just still kind of hanging out here, so.
You know, I took an opportunity here that we had a moment and walked down over to the concessions earlier. It was a great crowd, and most of the crowd's still here, Haley.
Yeah.
They're showing up to support their teams. And as I was walking down, I was thinking about, wow, these two communities, and both coaches mentioned it in their pregame interviews about the pride in their communities. And both of these two teams represent what they say is for example, Harlandale Indians, they call themselves the pride of the South Side. And then the Lanier Vokes, they call themselves the pride of the West Side. So this is a rare time when these two teams do come together. Two very storied communities, communities for generations that have brought together their families and played for their schools. So as we mentioned, Mr. P, who was following, who I believe, taught at Lanier and had some. His kids went to Harlandale, so these two communities very, very similar.
Yeah, and it's exciting to. I mean, again, I'm not from San Antonio, but it does seem like with the district realignments this year that it kind of has more of that old school rivalry feel. You know, I know it's a lot more or a lot easier for fans and for families to just drive across town 10, 15 minutes for a game. But I think the cool thing for me to observe, and it seems like this is definitely the case with Lanier and with Harlandale, is just there's lots of generations of folks and lots of generations of Indians that still live here in San Antonio. And so it allows people to, come pick up a game or come watch a game for their alumni and continue to support, their school and continue to support the San Antonio community.
Yeah, you talk about the people that still live in the community, and even those that do not live in the community anymore, there's still a strong following, as you saw last Thursday when we saw viewers popping in from all parts of the globe.
Yeah, there was a family watching. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bobby, but Japan. We had people all across the United States, of course, but I think that's kind of not to get too deep with it, but I think that's one of the few good things that came out of the pandemic is that a lot of people were forced to stream games and to bring the games away from the stadium and into people's homes and things like that, which gives you the opportunity to watch some of these games from anywhere. You don't have to be here.
Yeah, typically most of the games were audio only. You would be able to catch those anywhere on the World Wide Web. But you're right. One of the things that came out of the pandemic was video. There were very few people allowed. Max capacities were shrunken to keep that distance, but still the show must go on. And I think these schools and everyone has adapted to what we're now seeing, which is the future. And one of the things too that we're still called RC Audio Sports, but last year we transitioned to video on RC Audio Sports. So that's where we're at with all of that here. But we're proud to bring that to you. We're also proud of the sponsors that we do have that allow us the time and the equipment and all this good stuff to be able to bring that to you and to everyone. So again, we are still in a lightning delay. Just heard back from our good friend Glenn. He is they're Division 2, so they're playing Austin St. Michael's. But they are in a lightning delay as well. So this is a common theme around town. So we'll try to keep you guys updated. Again, we want to push you guys over to subscribing to our YouTube channel, just so you guys could know when we come back on the air. I think, Belle, let's go ahead and then stop our stream for now. And then, again, follow us on RC Audio Sports, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and, of course, YouTube. And we'll bring you guys up to speed when it's time for us to come back on the air.